Well, Brian, I've called you in because this year I'd like to have next year's budget as early as possible. I haven't committed myself to the board yet, but I intend to present it at the meeting of November 6.
In that case, let's get to work now. We have 1 month and a half left, and I'd prefer to have time to look up all the details and prepare everything carefully.
We'll deal with the most important topics now, so you'll be able to start working in depth.
Okay.
I'll always be available in case you have any doubts. And whenever you want to organize the next meeting with me, let me know a day ahead. But just bear in mind that I have some business trips in view.
Do you know the dates?
Verity knows them better than me. Ask her.
Well, let's start with the sales. What is your estimate for the coming fiscal year?
I'm planning on a 20% increase for next year, thanks to our sales network. All the members of the team are convinced we're going to make it. We had some very optimistic meetings. Everybody's very positive.
But we'll put down less than 20%, won't we?
Yes, although it would be very impressive for the board if we announced a 20% increase. But we'd better be prudent and make the budget on the basis of 15%.
Much better. If you reach 15%, you'll have fulfilled what was planned, and it'll be a success. If you reach 20%, you'll be a genius. Let's see, do we maintain the 25% target for exportation and 75% for the domestic market?
No, we're programming 30% for export and 70% for domestic market. The European market is pulling harder with the euro.
Do you think it'll be as strong as the dollar?
The stronger the better for us. We'll have more chances of exporting to Europe. I have the feeling that next year is going to be a great year. There's optimism everywhere.
Except in the Asian countries. Fortunately, we're not selling there.
I was always scared of them. Do you remember that group of Oriental companies that came to visit us last year? From Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia?
Of course I remember. They placed magnificent orders, but they asked for very low prices. You did well not putting the prices down. Now we would probably have problems getting paid.
And we would be devoting more than 10% of our production to them. It's an example of how a single wrong decision could complicate a company's life enormously.
Shall we get on with the budget? Shall we start with costs and expenses?
Okay. Which one should we start with?
With raw material costs. Are there any changes in view? Do you want to say anything about it, or shall I deal with it?
You know better than me about the cost increases during this year.
I think all the costs are very stable.
Doesn't look as if materials that fluctuate with oil prices are going to rise. And you know better than anyone else the possible fluctuations in the cost of copper. And prices of electronic components will continue going down as usual rather than going up.
What about wages?
They'll rise according to the increase in the cost of living, which is very low.
Will there be exceptions?
Yes, there'll be special cases which each department manager is going to tell you about. But when you have them all ready, please look through them again with our personnel department manager.
Don't worry. I once forgot about Walter, and he was annoyed with me for 2 months. It won't happen again. What about general expenses?
Well, you should look through your notes for possible variations regarding general expenses one by one.
I'll see to it. I'll look through it carefully. It's a very important item within the overall budget.
Yeah, it's almost 10% of our turnover. By the way, I got an offer from another telephone company that promises us better prices. I'll pass it on to you.
That's great, because we're spending too much on phone calls.
What else do we have? Excuse me, Brian. Yes? Yes? Is he here? Well, we didn't have an appointment. No, I'm coming. Tell him I'll be right there. I have to leave you.
Is anything wrong?
No, J&P Brothers' purchase manager is waiting for me downstairs.
Oh.
He has something new to tell me. Might be interesting. Well, you can start working already. Whenever you need me, set up a meeting, okay? And I'm available on the phone for minor questions anytime.
Fine. You know that I like to prepare the yearly budget. This year I'm going to do an even better job than other years because I have more time.
Thank you, Brian. You're a great guy. I'd love to have you with us. I'm going down to see what the J&P Brothers people want.
In ABBA English, we've created a new method called the Life Learning System. With this system, you'll learn how to read, write, understand and speak English naturally,